A man who has single-handedly divided a nation in opinion and united us through football. Let me be the first person to say, Gareth Southgate, thank you. In 2021, I was there at Wembley to watch us lose the Euros final on penalties, and on Sunday I was at home with my family as I watched England lose their second Euros final in a row. And I felt the pain both times, but also this sense of pride. When I look at my dad, for example, the only English football team that he has seen win in his lifetime is exactly the same as mine, and that is the Lionesses winning the Euros in 2022. My journey into football and following England was miserable. Losing to Germany in the round of 16 at the 2010 World Cup, losing on penalties to Italy in Euro 2012, going out in the group stages in the 2014 World Cup, and obviously what happened against Iceland in the round of 16 in Euro 2016. And after that tournament, it was all about who was the next manager going to be. Gareth Southgate obviously was the man that eventually became appointed, and he wasn't exactly someone that inspired a load of courage. But what he's gone on to do has been nothing short of remarkable, and the backlash that he has faced throughout this whole tenure that he's put up with in England, I think has been nothing short of a disgrace. I appreciate some people like to see more attack in football, especially in a tournament. You want to see your team going for it, and to be fair, that's one of the only negatives that I really have about Gareth Southgate. And at risk of sounding like David Brent here, judge him by his results, not by his methods. At the end of the day, he has got the best England manager record of all time, barring probably Alf Ramsey, who actually won us a World Cup. So I think that the way that he's been treated throughout his time as England manager, based on that alone, has been so poor, and I feel really bad for him. He's obviously well known for missing that penalty in Euro 96 that sent England out of the Euros, and his redemption arc has only gone up and up and up, and I think it's heartbreaking to see him again fall at the final hurdle, just like he did on the pitch as a player. He's done that as a manager. But yes, it's easy to sit here and look at what he hasn't won, but look at what he has done. We've had some brilliant managers before Gareth Southgate came in who were unable to do anything close to what Southgate has done. I can't say I'm totally surprised by the fact that he's decided to step down, because we all sort of knew this was coming. He said that this was going to be his last tournament, but I think that there was always this sort of hope that he might stay on for the next one, and even me saying that is going to divide some opinion, which is fair enough. At the end of the day, if you don't like the Southgate brand of football, that's totally fair enough, and I completely get it, because I would like to see more attacking play. But what I will say on the defensive front is we are probably one of the best defensive teams in international football at the moment. In terms of bodies on the line, last ditch defending, I cannot think of anyone who is better, and both finals that we've lost have been pretty unlucky. I mean, the Euro 2020 final against Italy, losing that on penalties is classic England, to be honest. Spain's first goal was avoidable at the end of the day. That was probably a poor example actually to bring up after saying that we're one of the best defensive teams, but their second goal was just fantastic. It was so quick, you couldn't react to it. It just happened so fast, and it was a great goal from Spain at the end of the day. But again, losing by one goal, it's just one of those things. And maybe you could say that the scoreline flattered England a little bit, because Cole Palmer's moment of brilliance wasn't exactly a wonderful, well-worked goal by England. It was just a moment of individual brilliance from a fantastic player. So, as I say, I can totally understand why Southgate divides opinion in terms of his style of play, but again, I just can't get my head around how people treat him as the England manager based on what he's done for the country, and I can only thank him. Not that he's watching this. I mean, he might be subscribed, and if he is, cheers, buddy. But supporting England in my life, and in pretty much everyone's life watching this now, unless you were alive in 1966, it's been pretty bleak supporting England, and this has been the best England team in my lifetime, in probably a lot of your lifetimes watching this now. And I think it's sad that we haven't all been able to enjoy it together, and I think it's a shame that there have been a lot of parts where there's been so much negativity thrown around, especially when there were people at the beginning of this tournament when we were playing poorly who were jumping on the bandwagon saying Southgate out, who then hop on the other bandwagon saying he's the best thing since sliced bread because we're in a final, and are then now going back to Southgate out because we lost the final. And it's just how fickle football is at the end of the day, and ultimately it is what it is. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and football is a game of opinions. Now, my biggest problem in letting Southgate go is who comes in next. In terms of unemployed managers that are on the market right now that could come and take the job, there's not really one that steps out to me at the moment and goes, yep, love you, really want you to come in. There's obviously Jurgen Klopp, but he's just said that he wants a break. So taking over the England management job might give him a chance to still be in management, still be competing and doing what he loves, whilst also having a step back from the responsibilities and the pressure of club football. So that really is the obvious best choice on the market at the moment. But is he going to want to come and manage England? That's a whole different question in itself. And if it's not Jurgen Klopp, then who's it going to be? Definitely comment down below, because I am very, very intrigued to hear what your guys' thoughts are in terms of who comes in after Gareth Southgate. Because let's face it, Eddie Howe isn't going to leave Newcastle. If we're looking at English coaches, who else really is there, again, that's available and realistic, that is going to come in and have as good of an impact as Gareth Southgate? Because there is no obvious front runner here. And throughout this video, I know I've been singing Gareth Southgate's praises, but that's not me saying that he is up there with the likes of Pep Guardiola, Jose Mourinho and Sir Alex Ferguson. He is a fantastic man manager that has managed to bring a very distant England squad together and create this identity of this great together unit that in the past has been so cohesive. I think this has been the most disjointed England team that any of us have seen for a long time. Obviously missing a lot of regular names, your likes of Harry Maguire's the obvious one that sticks out. But now we're going for a massive reshuffle just 2 years before the World Cup. It's a good time to step down straight after the tournament, gives the new manager time to come in, set up how he wants to set up, but I don't know who that's going to be. So I'll finish this video off by once again just saying thank you, Gareth Southgate, because before you, we were looking at quarterfinals at best for a successful tournament, and the quarterfinals is actually the worst that you've given us in your time as England manager. So thank you so much for making people believe in England again, because that's something that was gone. And yes, we've still got more years of hurt now under our belt after your tenure, but I think these have been the most hopeful years that any England fans have ever had. And that's a mix of the quality of players that we've got and the fact that you have got us to those finals, to those semi-finals and to the quarter-finals. And if we can find the right manager to replace him, to get those marginal gains to take us forward, because really if we look at how we're playing, it is marginal stuff that is separating us and the big dogs in international football at the moment, when before we weren't even there. If you're looking at it like a Premier League table, we were a mid-table side who are now competing for the top four, pushing for the title, and that wasn't possible until we had Gareth Southgate in. So say what you want about the man, say what you want about the man's tactics. At the end of the day, this guy has given us the closest that maybe we will ever be to seeing England win, because if it doesn't happen in the next 10 years, we are going to have to hope for some serious good quality young talent coming in. And sometimes it just happens in international football where you have this super squad that don't win anything. Belgium's a great example, but we don't want to be like that. We want to be competing for finals. We don't want to take a step back with the next manager. That's the most important thing. We want it to be a step forward. It has to be a step forward, and whoever it is has got big boots to fill. Thank you very much for watching as always, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a bit of a different one today. I don't really tend to sit here and talk about football unless I feel really strongly about it. Comment down below, let me know what you think of Gareth Southgate leaving. If you think it's the right choice, let me know. I'm not here to slander anyone's opinion. I'm here for it, and I really appreciate that he's a very divisive character when it comes to being the manager of the England football team. So definitely comment down below, let me know what you think about that. Who do you think should come in? That's something else that I really want to know about. So I will leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for watching. We've got some big plans coming up for next season, ladies and gentlemen, so be excited, because it is going to be very, very good, and I can't wait to see you guys there. So thank you so much for watching as always. Congratulations Spain, commiserations England, and thank you Gareth Southgate. Peace and love.